Well, I got something to say. Because apparently somebody thinks that uh, trans people raping regular men is okay, and they straight up said that to my face, pretty much, by saying, "Oh no, that's not our problem. We didn't do that to you. You did that to you." And I said, "No, motherfucker, a fucking man did that to me. Fuck you." Because here's the fucking reality of it. I don't trust women because women are fucking a lot of the time evil, but I really don't trust men. I really fucking don't trust men, and here's why. Since I was a little kid, I've grown up in a home where one of my family members is actually gay. Like, did not choose to be that way, grew up in the 60s when it was really fucking taboo, not okay to be gay. And he understood, hey, dude, it's not okay to sit there and try and press your life on someone else. But one of his gay friends tried to grope me at one of his parties. After that happened, I tried to stay away from men who honestly were, obviously gay because of that. This led to me trusting somebody who looked like they were straight. This is why I don't meet you motherfuckers in real life. Because I don't trust you. It's not because I don't think that you're genuinely a good human being. I don't fucking trust you. The reality of it is, a gay guy who was fucking masquerading as a straight guy tried to rape me with fucking date rape drugs at a party. And then, because all of this shit went down, and all of this is happening on the internet recently of the same shit happening, it's kind of been bringing up this old trauma to me. Trans people have been coming to me and saying, well, a trans woman is a woman. And I'm like, no, motherfucker, a trans woman is not a woman. A trans woman is a guy masquerading as a woman, which makes it even worse because at first, anybody who's like me, biologically attracted to women, is going to be attracted. And if that person does not say, hey, I'm a trans woman right out the fucking gate, then anything that happens after the fact of that is in fact rape. Because it was done against that person's will without their knowledge. It's the same as being given a date rape drug. So when you guys tell me, oh, well, it's not our fault. It's not our problem. No, motherfucker, it is your problem. Because you didn't say straight out the gate, I'm a trans woman. Because if you would have said that, I would have stood the motherfucker up and walked the fuck out. Right then. Let's be clear. This is why I don't like the idea of transgenderism or transsexual, transvestism, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't fucking approve. Y'all want to sit there and tell me, oh, but it's natural. Then, motherfucker, why doesn't it happen naturally to humans? I'm not talking about a frog. I'm not talking about a damn chicken. I'm talking about humans. Why does it not naturally happen to humans without any hormone therapy, without any surgical intervention? Why doesn't it fucking actually happen to human beings? Maybe because we are sexually dimorphic for a reason. Your gender dysphoria is not my problem. What is my problem is when you try to make it my problem and tell me that I need to better myself because you wish to have sexual relations with another person, even though that's not my problem. As a matter of fact, it will never happen for me because I can't trust you because I can't trust you. You see how this works? It's a matter of men are hiding in fucking plain sight as women and sitting there and literally telling men that they are women and not saying that they are men. And then when all of it's said and done and the guy feels fucking inadequate because, hey, look, it's just not working and something's funky about you. You smell weird. Things aren't right about you. You're stronger than most women. This isn't right. All of a sudden you find out, no, it was born a dude. And it just so happens it looks like a chick. And now my head hurts. A lot of guys that don't have my particular issue where they've been rendered sterile by having been forced to take fucking psychotropic medications will end up thinking that they are sterile because of shit like this. That inadequacy will turn around and cause them to go and commit suicide and shit like that. This is why I have a problem with the whole transgender community. If you feel that you are a woman trapped in a man's body, wait for your reincarnation. Don't go foisting that on somebody else. Because the reality of it is that what you do, your actions have a direct consequence. If you don't tell that man that you are a trans woman, then everything after that is rape. Everything after that. Because you were not honest. Let's be fairly fucking clear. I am a biological man, born as a man, and will die as a man because I refuse to force that upon my fellow men. Also, I'm not gay. I don't look at men as attractive. Actually, I look at women as attractive, but that's beside the point. Well, no, actually, that is the point. I can't trust a woman to be an honest woman, let alone be honest with me, but to be honestly a woman because dudes like that exist. And it's not just, it's your problem because you just don't fucking understand trans people. No, motherfucker, I understand trans people. Trust me, I do. I really do get it. I get that you think that you're a chick. Fine. You think you're a chick trapped in a man's body. Wait for your reincarnation. It will happen and you will become a man. That's the reason why I don't believe in the transgender movement. It's specifically because right now is your learning experience, learning to be a man or learning to be a woman. You don't think that at some point in time in my soul's history, I think that maybe I might have been a woman at one point in time? And that now I'm having to learn how to be a man because guess what? This is the way that it works. Sometimes you're born again as a man. Sometimes you're born again as a woman. And it's fucking random as hell because that's how quantum physics works. The soul is a quantum entity. Even Christianity understands that part. But I digress. You're telling me that you don't believe in a soul, but that you are a woman trapped in a man's body. Basically, you're telling me you're an idiot and you don't understand basic biology. What's going to end up happening is you're going to get over puberty and you're going to sit there and tell yourself, fuck. Now I don't know what I am. The sad fact of the matter is, there's a lot of people who have been in that exact situation. Believe it or don't. And yeah, before you ask, no, I was never in that situation because I understood from a young age fundamentally that I have a twig and berries and I was born a man. My dad was around. I had him there to teach me what it meant to be a man. To accept things as they are rather than trying to change them into what you want them to be. Because the reality of it is, some things you cannot change. Some things you can. Great, fine, do so. But be honest with yourself that it did not start out that way. Be honest with everyone else that it did not start out that way. Oh, and to the fucking cocksucker that thinks it's fucking funny to sit there and say, oh, but trans people are people too, basically triggering my aggression, telling me that I need to change because I was fucking raped. Fuck you. Fuck you, you piece of shit! I hope you get raped. And that's not just an idle I hope. That's a real fucking I hope you get your ass taken, motherfucker. Because that's what you need to understand it, then you need to understand it. And I hope it happens to you so you can feel what exactly I fucking felt, motherfucker. Maybe you need to understand that it's not okay to sit there and say, okay, well, it's your problem. It's your fault because you got raped. No, motherfucker, it's the son of a bitch who did it to me. And that motherfucker needs to go to prison or go to a fucking wood chipper. And I'd be more than happy to put the motherfucker in there, except I don't know where this son of a bitch lives now. And just so happens I'd go to prison for it. Because people have gone to the point of, rapists are people too. No, motherfucker, they are not. They are not people. They are monsters. You want to know why I have the saying, people are monsters? There's your fucking explanation. There's a reason why I say people are monsters. It's because people take advantage of other people. A lot of the time without their permission. And this is why I say people are monsters. There is no reason whatsoever that you should ever try to take advantage of another human being without their permission. Without them knowing full well what you are doing. Matter of fact, there's no reason to take advantage of another human being. It's just a simple fact of if they know what you're doing and they are well aware of it and acquiescing to it and want you to do so, then it's not taking advantage of them. Then it's an actual healthy action of we both acquiesce to this. But here's the problem. When you say that because what you are doing that is completely unnatural is okay, and then you turn around and you attack somebody who is saying that, hey, that's unnatural, and that's the reason why I can't trust these other people because of what they are doing, And you need to bring awareness to your own community for this, because this is what they're doing. And you attack that person and say that they're the problem. And then they get defensive because they were attacked. Well, guess what? This is why I don't trust. This is precisely why I don't trust, and why I think that every trans person is out to rape me. %, this is why. And I'll tell you what, heavy duty country, if you want to take this on and go ahead and use my video to go and tear these motherfuckers a new asshole, by all means, go ahead. Skull, not Skull, fucking, what's his name? I already forgot it. And I feel like a dumbass. But the reality of it is, my dog even thinks that it's fucking irritating. That motherfucker just puked on the floor over there thinking about a dude that has no longer got a dick. You understand that? This is literally him sitting there puking his fucking guts out because he's stressed out because I'm talking about men chopping off their cocks. And he's still got his balls. He understands what it means to be a man, or a male, for that matter, the male variety of his species. He understands it. You know what's really irritating? People like you. I know the person that's sitting there going, well, it wasn't a trans person who did that to you, so it's not the trans person's fault. Motherfucker, this person is trans now. That's why I cannot fucking find them. Or did you not get the clue in the background? The person who fucking did that shit to me is trans now. He's a she. And you motherfuckers want to sit there and tell me that it's my problem and I'm the bad guy for this. No, fuck you. You're the bad guy for saying that. You're the bad, evil person for telling me that I was the reason for getting raped. Doesn't feel good when it's turned around on you, does it? You don't like it when somebody who's actually been victimized goes and says, hey, wait a minute. No, fuck you for being a fucking asshole and a prick. Because you're saying that I'm the reason I was victimized by a guy. Dude, do you see my face? Do I look attractive to you? Is that somehow attractive to you? That is fucking disgusting. There is no fucking way that this looks attractive to men. I don't know if you noticed. Big old scruffy fucking beard. I'm a guy. Big old schnoz. Low ass voice. Adam's apple, motherfucker. Think about that shit. For fuck's sake. I am a guy. I am not a chick. I do not want to be touched by other guys. I'm straight. I'm a little bit more flamboyant and bouncy and goofy. But that's because I was raised in a house with a bunch of flamboyant motherfuckers. My mom was totally, her brother's the one that's actually the gay guy, so there you go. That's the reality of this. I was raised around a whole bunch of flamboyant people. One of my other uncle, my dad's brother, is as flamboyant as it gets, and he's straight. So, look, it's not weird for you to want to be that way. It's wrong to say that it's somebody else's problem that, you know, you're sitting there getting fucking, yeah, no, this shit's gone on long enough. I'm done with it. If you tell me you're trans and you're a woman, I'm walking out the fucking door. Not only will I never see you again, but I'm going to tell all of my guy buddies that you're trans. And not only that, but if you don't tell me that you're trans and I find out about it, and we've gone and done things, oh yeah, you're going down for sexual assault. One way or another. Because that shit cannot happen. That cannot continue to go on. If you're not going to be 100% upfront with your partner, you shouldn't be doing it. Simple as that. I can't believe that I actually have to ask a woman anymore if she was born a woman. You know how irritating, how fucking demeaning it is for me as a man. How much it literally fucking degrades my spirit and my soul to have to sit there and go, well, it's got a pair of tits and an ass. It acts like a woman. Hi, were you born a woman? That's a fucking turnoff right there for any woman. For any real woman. So let's think about this for a second. What is the transgender movement actually doing? They are creating a bunch of idiots, useful fucking idiots, in order to stop people from having children, or for that matter, from having a meaningful relationship where they aren't lying to themselves and to everyone else. Because that's the reality of what this is. If you are transgender, you are lying to yourself. And you're lying to your partner even if you tell them that you're transgender. Here's the reason why. Because physically, you look something else, which tells your partner's brain, even though conscientiously they understand that you are not that. Their brain, their monkey brain, their lizard brain says it's that. Do you see how this is really bad? Because you're not finding out and you're not figuring it out until it's way too late that it is detrimental. And it's not just detrimental to you. This is why I do not approve of transgenderism. Because you are doing irreparable harm to more than just yourself. This is the thing about transgenders. They want to become the opposite gender because they are attracted to their own gender, or they are sexually overactive, in which case they feel the need to find that other person who is sexually overactive. Most of the time, that is men. Sorry, but that's a reality. There are more transgender men than there are transgender women. And the reason for that is that men are much more sexually acute. We are more inclined to want for sex than women are because of biology. Okay? This is why masturbation even exists. Sorry to bring some real fucking shit to you motherfuckers, but you're going to have to, because guess what? This is the Guardsman channel. This is what we do. We do reality checks. Not the fucking feelings good. This is the real shit. And mister, I got butthurt because I'm a transgender and a transgender raped this other guy. And so now I don't want to, I feel like I'm being attacked because I went and attacked them and told them that it's their problem and it's their personal issue with them because they can't take being around transgenders because a transgender raped them. Look, it'd be the same as for a woman who got raped by a man who can't be around men. And then telling that woman, well, that's your personal problem because you got raped. Kind of fucked up, isn't it? Doesn't seem fair, does it? It's a whole different fucking story when it's a man who goes through that shit than when it's a woman, isn't it? No, it's not a different story. It's the same fucking fuckery. The difference is that for the man, he has to just sit there and smile about it and deal with it. Whereas for the woman, she gets all the kudos and all the praise and, oh, you poor thing. But when it happens to a man, that man is said to be lesser than, to be weak, to be a nobody. And let me point something out to you. I will snatch a motherfucker up faster than anybody because you motherfuckers have thought me as weak. Because you pushed me around and said, oh, he must be weak because he let himself do this and that and the other. No, maybe you don't realize it, but that's not the case. Tough motherfuckers get taken all the time. I have seen some of the biggest, baddest motherfuckers straight up end up as crybaby little pussies on the floor because they thought they were the biggest, baddest motherfuckers. And then they got their ass taken. That's how this works. You should not be going around and stealing somebody's cheeks. It's just the reality of it. If you're doing that in any way, shape, or form, doesn't matter if you're a transgender man who became trans to women. Trans to woman. I'm sorry, it's making me sick to say this shit. It doesn't matter if you became trans to woman. Because you were born a man, it is still sexual assault because your partner, he does not consent to sex with a man, or he would not be with you after you are, a rack and an attack. You know what I'm saying? The reality of it is, this is why I can't trust a woman to be a woman. Maybe you didn't realize this, ladies, but this is why I haven't gone out there and tried to ask you for your number. Hey, would you like to go get some coffee? Would you like to go on a date or something? This is why. Precisely. Not because I don't trust women or this, that, or the other. It's actually specifically because I don't trust men. I don't trust women either, but that's beside the point. I really don't fucking trust men. The whole bro code shit is bullshit. People are monsters. And if you're not willing to be a good monster and fight for the right things, then you're just as bad as the rest. Difference is just because you're not fighting for the wrong things doesn't make that okay. You know what really bothers the shit out of me? I get all nice and primped and cleaned and preened and whatnot. Go out and about. Get smelling nice and all that shit. And I get hit on by guys. Transgender women, no, guys. And I know the difference. You know how I know? It's called musk. I don't give a shit if you got a pair of tits and a nice looking ass. Women don't have musk. They have a scent, but they don't have musk. Guys do. There's a difference between musk and must. Being musty just means, man, you need to take a shower. Like that's some grode right there. But no, musk is this smell of, it's not unpleasant, but it's not pleasant. It's not nasty. It's just there. It's like this kind of, it's this kind of smell of, whoa. You know, and it is pheromonic. It is not something that, you know, if you're, this is why being asexual is really a problem for our species, because once you've become asexual, you put off an actual odor in your musk that pushes people away from you. This is why we have perfumes. This is why we have this other stuff. It's actually biological. There is a biological response to all this. If you look around you and you fucking deal with people all the time, you'll realize who's been single for a really long time, and you'll realize who hasn't been by simply walking past them and smelling the air. You don't have to talk to them. Now, that, of course, is if they're not wearing perfumes, because perfumes obscure and hide that smell. But it's a biological response for people that if you've been single for a really long time, to not actually be attracted to you. That's an actual biological response that is physically ingrained into our species, into every species of mammal on this planet. And if you think I'm lying, go ahead and figure it out for yourself. This is through years of research and decades of hard and fucking honest to God painful experimentation. If you want to actually have a better life, don't be single. Single creates depression. That's actually a reality. Go ahead and throw on another light so you can see my face. Wrong one. There we go. Single creates depression. Being single does. It's a reality for us, for single people, where most of the time people who are single are depressed or have some other issue as far as mental health is concerned. Aggression, issues like touch issues, like you can't be touched. You have tactile problems where, you know, if you have somebody who touches you, it causes you to become defensive. This comes from being single. This comes from not having a mate, a significant other. It is a biological issue, not a societal issue. It's not a mental health issue. It's a biological issue. If you have somebody who is your significant other, and you have the ability to sit there and bond with that individual, and you become, two people equals one person sort of thing, then you can actually balance each other out as far as your issues are concerned. And that creates better mental health structure. This is why therapists exist in the first place, because not everybody can find that other person. Some of us are doomed to go through life completely single because of societal issues. Not because of them specifically being incapable or incompatible or anything like that, but because of societal issue. Because society states that, it's all the fuck up in the air at this point. This actually makes a good place for someone to be able to do these experiments. But at the same time, it also causes so many issues in the long run that you don't see unless you're actually living it. Now, I'm going to ask you, for those of you who have severe depression, and I mean to the point of absolute almost chaos, every single day that you wake up, you go, oh, fuck. Well, fuck it. I guess it's another day. Or you roll out of bed and every movement hurts. Unless you're over the age of 30, I guarantee you it's because you are single. If you're over 30 and that's happening, it might be arthritis, but it's probably because you're single. If you're over 40 and it's happening like that, it's probably arthritis and you need to go ahead and get your gut health in order. But that's neither here nor there. What's the most important part is that for those of you who do have your gut health in order and the rest of you is healthy, the depression is created by being alone. I know you don't want to hear this, but it's a reality. This is something that I have gone through years to figure out for myself. All right? And no, I don't think that I need to have some special significant other out there to help me be better. I just know for a fact that this is the case. Biologically speaking, without having another person in your life who is your other half, you as an individual will suffer. This is how this works. Biologically speaking, this is one of the reasons why it's called vital fluids, is because the swapping of said vital fluids happens to be a biological trigger, causing your body to replenish itself, because biologically speaking, those that reproduce are more likely to be the stronger of the species, and therefore if you're reproducing, then you are worthy of continuing to exist to produce more offspring. This is basic biology. For those of you who do not understand where I'm going with this, this is basic fucking biology, high school biology that anybody should know. If you're with your partner and you guys have sex, this gives you the opportunity and the ability to continue forwards. That's how this works. A lot of the time people don't realize it, but you age faster if you don't. God's honest truth. This is experimentation that's actually proven out. And I can actually show you the evidence if you want, but I don't want to. I don't want to, because it seems cruel when you actually look at it. Reality of it is, it's not any more cruel than anybody does in the rest of society. It's just a matter of, it seems cruel when you actually are sitting there with it staring you in the face. I'll put it this way. You know that this little spot right here on a dog's lip, on every dog's lip, turns white as they age, as their bodies age, not as their minds age, not as their length of life goes on, but as their bodies age. This part right here turns white. And that's every dog species. Every canine that ever lived and ever was and ever will be. The soul patch turns white. The older that their bodies get. And that's not realized time, by the way. You know how I know this? I've met several dogs who are breeding studs, don't have a white soul patch, and are in their teens. I've met several dogs that are not breeding studs and have never been bred. 3 fucking years old, big white soul patch. 3. Not 15, not 20, 3. So yeah, fuck your horse shit about all this other, oh, you don't know biology, Blaine. This experimentation exists. And it's right there staring you in the face. If you're not willing to look at it, that's not my problem. Because the reality of it is that when you go and you manipulate your own body, the outcome is not going to be pretty. Maybe you haven't noticed it, but in the past 5 years, yes, my facial features have gotten a lot sharper. The lines in my forehead have gotten stronger. I'm starting to get crow's feet. Lo and behold, I've been single for 5 years. Amazing how that works, isn't it? Yeah, I'm getting older. That doesn't mean fuck all. My physical shape, my physical body is getting older. My brain has stayed the same since I was 10 years old. Let that blow your fucking mind. Even the damn doctors in the hospitals can't figure out why. My brain has not aged, but my body has. My brain hasn't aged since I was 10. My physical body, my overall rest of me, has aged quite dramatically. But only during the periods of time where I was not engaged with somebody of the opposite sex, the opposite gender. This is actual fucking science, not somebody sitting here going, oh, well, I think this is the case. No, it's not I think this is the case. This is me observing. I have watched as people who are, honest to God, getting older, but not physically getting older. People I have watched over the past 30 years who haven't aged a day versus people who I have watched over the past fucking year who have gotten decrepit. This is what I'm talking about. Physical age, realized time, not relative time. Relative time is what your watch says. That's relative time. Realized time is what shows on your face. And dumbass, I'm not asking you for your opinion. Thank you. If you would not, if you just please stop while I'm in the middle of fucking recording a video. Everybody knows you exist. Thank you. Fuck me. Anyways, you're more prone to cancers. You're more prone to issues with your libido. You're more prone to issues with your physical appearance. You're more prone to issues with your overall digestive health. You're more prone to issues with your overall mental health. You're more prone to issues with your musculoskeletal health when you do not have a significant other who is your partner. When I say that, I'm not talking about, okay, well, I have got my furry friend. Yeah, no, having a dog's great. He's an asshole and he's hard to get along with, but he's great. And I love him to death. That is not the reason what I'm talking about here. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is, as a male human, I am supposed to be with a female human. As a female human, you are supposed to be with a male human. This is biological. This is not a question of whether or not you feel like that's the case or your feelings are in the right place with that. Okay? Nobody gives a shit about your feelings here. Your feelings are fucking wayside on this. Biologically speaking, your biology comes first, and then your feelings will follow. Your physical health comes first, and your emotional health will follow. Once your emotional health is intact, your mental health will follow. You see how this works? It's a fucking triangle, like they teach you in basic high school biology, you know, the health triangle. You've got your physical health, your emotional health, and your mental health. I mean, anybody who's from my era of, going to school, high school and whatnot, from the years of 1999 to 2005, you learned this same fucking thing in high school biology. If you were in high school biology, you learned this exact same thing. If you were in middle school biology, you also learned this exact same thing. This is reality for folks. Okay, this is actually your actual biological situation. Not what the fucking media teaches you, not what you kids are fucking learning nowadays. This is the reality of it. This is what human biology is and what we have evolved to be. You cannot change what we have evolved to be overnight. It doesn't work like that. And in the scheme of things, as far as biology is concerned, from 2005 to now, that is fucking seconds ago. Okay? As far as biological evolution is concerned, that was fucking seconds ago. So you need to really think about this shit when you're going and you're doing this crap of, I'm going to go and change my body and my biology. You don't realize what you're doing. Yes, I'm Mr. Big Brain Autistic Weirdo. Fine, whatever. But you can research this shit for yourself, looking it up with the internet. I fucking hate that crap. Go to a goddamn library. Go to a library. They exist still. They do. In fact, there's one right down the street from where I'm living here. There's a library right down the fucking road. And they still have books. Real books. What do you know? Not just ebooks and computers to get onto, but they've got real fucking books. And these books have been around since before I was born. So there you go. Go do the research. find out for yourself that everything that I'm saying here is the truth. And I'm not making any fucking weird ass opinions based on some fucking political whimsy. This is reality here. I'm sorry that it's taking me an hour to get through this shit, but you have to understand, this is how the world works. It doesn't fucking go at your pace. The world goes at the world's pace. I'm sorry that you feel like you are a woman in a man's body. But here's the reality of this. You are a man in a man's body. Your soul doesn't have a fucking gender. You have to learn how to be a man or how to be a woman. That's how this works. Your soul is non-gender. It doesn't have one. It's quantum. As in, your soul doesn't fucking care about sex. It doesn't matter. Your basic attraction comes down to the hormones that are in your body at that moment. I'm attracted to women. Let that fucking hit you with some thought for a second. I have testosterone flowing through my blood. I'm a guy. I still actually do have a pair of balls, believe it or don't. No, just because they used fucking psychotropic chemicals on me that had the side effect of sterility does not mean that I'm some sort of serious sexual predator, psychotic motherfucker that was chemically castrated. No, it means that I was on medications for a diagnosis which was wrong. And the damn doctors didn't realize it until it was way too fucking late. And by that point in time, it was 100% just cover my ass instead of we need to help this man because we fucked his life up. Fucking my life up made it so that I wanted to try and help other people so that they didn't end up in that situation, which ultimately got me put into a fucking situation where I ended up getting raped by a guy. And then that turns around and makes me fucking aggressive against people who are transgender. Big whoops. Huh, go figure. Makes you think, don't it? See, I'm not hateful of people who are transgender. I just hate the fact that somebody who is now transgender, when they were a man, tried to fucking rape me. And I beat the fucking dog snot off the motherfucker. I beat the goddamn fucking brakes off that son of a bitch. And I never saw him again. That doesn't make a damn bit of difference in the grand scheme of things because now I cannot trust women to not at one point in time have been men because our society has allowed this shit. I'm not confident to go and date because I don't know. I can't tell. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit on you. I didn't know you were a dude. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit on you. I didn't realize you were a lesbian. You didn't say anything. Oh, I'm not attracted to you. Sorry. How hard is that? Not interested, thanks. It's not that fucking difficult. You can actually practice it with the damn advertisements here on the YouTube. You literally, as they roll on your screen, you'd be like, nope, sorry, not interested. Move along. Bye. Have a nice day. I don't fucking buy into that shit. I'm not a dumbass. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. It's not that fucking hard. I just did it fucking how many times in front of you here? No, I'm not going to go and count that. This is my point. Just because you think that the world owes you acceptance, it does not. It does not fucking owe you shit. You are not shit until you push yourself to be that. If you go out and you gain, then you're something. You've gone from being a maggot to being the turd that the maggot eats off of. And that's some shit. My point is that biology doesn't give a flying fuck about your whimsy. Okay? You can be born a man, and when you go and you change your gender to being a woman, and you start taking those hormones and all that shit, watch what happens when you stop taking those hormones. Your body is going to revert. It's going to reject all that you've done to it. This is what I mean by what were you born as? Because you will become a fucking disgusting individual, physically speaking, if you think that that's not the case and you go through with this bullshit. You do not want to make the mistake of going and saying, well, I'm just going to go ahead and transition. Because the reality of it is, that shit is not a fucking certainty. You have to take medications to maintain it. And if you have to take a medication to maintain it, then when you go off of those medications, you will revert to your original stasis point, where you started from. If you started off as a man, you're going to go back to being a man, no matter how fucking big your tits were. If you started as a psychopath and somebody who is incapable of understanding basic logic and reason, when you go off of the nootropics or you go off of the fucking psych meds, you're going to go right back to being that. Notice how I act nowadays. I'm not Mr. Zombie walking around, oh yeah, you're right, man, I'm sorry. Huh? No, he said something smart. Why is the world spinning? That's what I used to be. Now I'm acuitive. I'm intelligent. I'm fucking snippy sometimes. Aggressive. I'm a man. I'm supposed to be fucking aggressive. But this is the point. You know, I had a little bit of problem with, attention deficit. I ADHD. I'm hyperactive. I'm constantly hyperactive. But now I'm even more hyperactive because I've been fucking almost murdered. I'm going to be more hyperactive. That's a reality of life. Your body responds to stimulus. Being on those psychotropic medications caused me to have a worse speech impediment than I normally do. That's why I normally talk with an accent, y'all. Understood? Because that's actually how I get past my speech impediment. Is talking with an accent. When it comes down to it, I'm trying to be eloquent enough for you to understand exactly what I am saying. It is much more difficult for me to be so eloquent with an accent. Which is why I'm trying really fucking hard to not sit there and trip over my tongue. I talk with my hands, if you haven't noticed. It's another method I use. But the reality of it is, like I said, all of these things that you are doing to your body, you can accomplish, for the most part, as long as it's not a physical transformation, you can accomplish these with practice and mental plasticity, mental therapy, doing it yourself. Not trusting someone else. You could do this shit yourself. It's not rocket science. Believe it or don't, I do rocket science for fun. Really, make knives with fucking carbon as the fucking literal core of the knife. I make things that go bang. I do rocket science. Actual fucking rocket science. So, yes, I do that as a hobby. But look, I'm trying to convey to you that this shit that I'm talking about, this whole transgender movement crap, is a farce. And you are going to pay the ultimate price for it. You're going to suffer in horrible fucking ways. And the reason being is that medicine is a finite resource. Those hormones are a finite resource. It's not something that you just get straight out the fucking gate that just naturally occurs in your body when you're a man to have female hormones. It doesn't naturally occur in your body. Same for women. Testosterone is not a natural female hormone. What you're doing to your body is going to, in the long run, come back to bite you in the ass. And unfortunately, the only treatment for it is more hormones. And the worst part of this is that those chemicals come from a pharmaceutical company who relies on chemists to make them. If those chemists say, I'm not doing it anymore, or if, say, for instance, the pharmaceutical company shuts down completely, or, there's worldwide chaos and whatnot, and those drugs are no longer available, your body's going to revert because you can't get your hands on it. And because of that, you are going to be a very miserable human being. This is what I mean by you need to learn to love the skin you're in. Okay? And learn to love the skin that somebody else is in. If you decide to go out and be with somebody, connect with someone on that fundamental level, then you need to be comfortable with them. Doesn't matter the shape of them. You also need to be comfortable with yourself. And that's not possible if you're becoming disgusting on the outside because of what you did to the outside, because what you feel on the inside didn't match up at one point in time. This is all from fucking experience, people. I'm not sitting here going, oh, well, I think that transgender people are disgusting people. No, motherfucker, I know they are disgusting people. I know it. And if you don't want to be that, then you need to figure it out quickly before it becomes an issue. Because if you're on these gender bender fucking products, some of them are also psychotropic medications. They linger in your body for decades, causing weird smells. They can actually harm your musk as a man. Maybe you didn't know that about psychotropic medications. They actually can harm you as a man. Much more so than if you're a woman, believe it or not. Because most of them are based in estrogen boosters. But anyways. Because most of those medications were come up with way the fuck back in the day. Maybe you didn't know this, but things like Clozaril, Klonopin, okay? Seroquel. I know a lot of you people have been on Seroquel. Wellbutrin, Ritalin. All of those four were come up back in the 1920s. Those four medications are from the 1920s. And they were used on people who had mental health issues in order to make it so that they could not reproduce. It's called eugenics. I'm sorry that I have to break this to you, but that's the reality of it. Progesterone, also from the 1920s, used on women to make it so that they could not reproduce. Caused them to flush their bodies of all their eggs. Progesterone is testosterone, but man-made. Sorry that it has to come to this for me to tell you this kind of crap, but we're an hour into the video, so if you guys sat here this long, you know what? A lot of this shit's correct. Everything he's been saying so far is actually right to fuck on par and on point. The reality of it is, the way that this video started, was me being told by some asshole on the internet that it's my fault that I was groped and sexually assaulted by another man. No, because I actually beat the absolute fucking tar off that motherfucker. But anyways, doesn't matter in the long run scheme of things if you've already been assaulted and then you beat the snot out of the person. I was drugged out of my mind to the point where I couldn't fucking move. It's actually only by the grace of whatever God or creator or this, that, or the other stronger spirit there is that I did finally get my body to move and beat the fucking snot out of that guy. Because I was incapable of moving. I was physically not able to move. This is why when people tell me, oh, well, you don't know what it's like, I'm like, yeah, okay. Sure, you're right. Yep. Yeah, no, you're right, bro, whatever. Or, you're right, girl. Yeah, I have no idea. My fucking left eye is twitching, motherfuckers. Is that bad? Yes, I do know what it's like. And no, it's not fucking okay. This is why I don't fucking... I do not approve of motherfuckers sitting there going and saying, well, I'm just going to transition my body because that's how I feel on the inside. Look, if you feel phagolous, own that. It's okay to be gay. It is not okay to make somebody who is straight be inadequate. That is not okay. And no amount of hormones is going to change that. Now, I'm sorry that this went on so damn long and it feels so fucking attacking to you. But the reality of it is, you did it to yourself. I didn't do shit to you. I simply voiced reality. If you cannot live in reality, that's not my problem. I put all of my fantasy in a fucking book. And I live in reality. You need to learn to do the same thing. Your fantasy needs to go into a book. Write it down. And then leave it there. It's called journaling. It's called writing a fiction. And believe it or don't, it's a healthy fucking outlet for those feelings. Because if you live in reality, your physical form will become stronger and better at what it does. Your brain will feel better because you've gotten that shit that it's your fucking weird ass fantasies or whatever. Fine. Okay, that's fine. You can have those, but don't keep them in here. Don't make them your world. Because by making them your world, you destroy this. Your physical body. You destroy this because of this. Don't live in a fantasy. Anyways, I chunnered on fucking well, long enough. Gone over some pretty fucking heavy ass fucking things, and I'm sure I have triggered more than my fair share of the internet. On both sides of the spectrum, because people are like, oh my god, man, he's fucking pandering to these weirdos. No, motherfucker, I'm not. I'm not pandering to anybody. I'm sorry that that's your butt hurt, but that's the reality. I don't pander to anyone. I don't even pander to my own self. I live in a world of reality. I live in a world where people are fucking being weird, so I can't trust anyone. And that's the lump sum of all this. You're not willing to learn biology? I'm not willing to even fucking associate with you. Have a nice life.